Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. Cousins Beach isn't just a summer getaway anymore, it's the battlefield of hearts. And as the Summer I Turned Pretty Season 3 races toward episode 10, fans are buzzing with one burning question: what happens next? Belly has grown. She's no longer the girl defined only by Conrad and Jeremiah. But just when she's ready to chart her own path, the Fisher boys pull her back into the storm. Conrad, silent but unyielding, isn't ready to let go. Jeremiah, torn between love and pride, may have made the mistake of a lifetime by holding back a proposal that could have changed everything. Theories are flying everywhere. Will Belly finally choose Conrad, proving that first love never really dies? Or will Jeremiah's regret fuel one last chance at redemption? Some even whisper about a shocking twist, one that could leave us all gasping when the credits roll. Episode 10 promises a climax that's both heartbreaking and unforgettable. Love triangles aren't meant to stay neat. They unravel, they tangle, and sometimes they leave scars. So, as the sun sets on Cousins Beach, one thing is clear. This finale isn't just about who Belly chooses. It's about who they all become when summer ends. Stay tuned. We'll be breaking down every twist and every theory right here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your prediction in the comments, because this story, it's just getting started. The ocean is restless. Waves crash against the sands of Cousins Beach, carrying whispers of love, heartbreak, and choices that will define lifetimes. As the Summer I Turned Pretty heads into its highly anticipated Season 3 finale, Episode 10, fans around the world are holding their breath. This isn't just another coming-of-age show anymore. This has become a saga of family, love triangles, identity, and the timeless ache of summer endings. At its heart lies Belly, Isabel Conklin, the girl who thought summer meant belonging and joy, but who has discovered that growing up means weathering storms. Now the theories pour in like tides. Will Belly choose Conrad, the first love, the boy who both broke and built her heart? Or Jeremiah, the steady presence, whose love has been shadowed by missteps and pride? Could there even be a third path, one where Belly steps away from both Fisher brothers to claim independence? Tonight, we're diving deep into every corner of this emotional puzzle. We'll explore not just who ends up with whom, but what it means for the characters, for the story, and for us, the audience, who have tied our own youthful summers into theirs. From Season 1, she was positioned as a character learning to see herself differently, to be seen for the first time, not as the child tagging along, but as someone stepping into her own light. Season 2 complicated that light, showing us her struggles with grief, friendship, and the weight of love triangles that felt larger than life. Now in Season 3, Belly has grown, but she hasn't fully escaped the shadows of Conrad and Jeremiah. Episode 10 will be her ultimate test. Can she carve her own destiny, or will she remain defined by the two brothers who represent different versions of herself? Theories suggest that Episode 10 could end with Belly standing literally and metaphorically at a crossroads. Imagine a scene where she's at the beach, the sun setting, one Fisher brother waiting in the background, the other watching from afar. The symbolism would be clear, her choice between past and future, between security and longing. But some argue the true twist could be that she doesn't choose either. This theory has gained traction among fans who believe the finale will honor Belly's personal growth more than her romantic entanglements. After all, Jenny Han's storytelling often emphasizes self-discovery. Belly could step into adulthood not with a ring on her finger, but with a declaration of independence. Yet the heart is rarely so simple. The finale's drama will almost certainly hinge on Conrad's unspoken devotion and Jeremiah's wounded pride. Belly may want to walk away clean, but the scars of love never let you leave quietly. Conrad Fisher is, in many ways, the gravitational pull of this story. Brooding, intelligent, flawed, he is the archetype of first love, intoxicating, painful, unforgettable. Throughout the series, Conrad has been the one holding back, the one who hides his emotions under a layer of stoicism. Yet fans know, his silence is never empty. It is thunder waiting to break. In Season 3, his tension with Belly has been building like storm clouds. Episode 10 could very well be the moment when Conrad finally, fully lays bare his emotions. Some theories suggest we'll get a heartfelt confession, a scene where he admits he has always loved her, that he cannot let go, no matter how hard he's tried. But the tragedy of Conrad is this: his love is both salvation and sabotage. His inability to express it cleanly has often pushed Belly away. If episode 10 gives him the spotlight, it might be in the form of a last-ditch, raw plea, a breaking open of his heart that comes too late, or just in time. Here's where the drama heightens. If Belly chooses Conrad, it feels like fate, first love conquering all. If she doesn't, then Conrad becomes the story's great what if, a reminder that some loves are meant to burn brightly but not last forever. A growing fan theory is that Conrad may actually step back voluntarily, offering Belly the freedom to choose without pressure. Such a move would mark growth, his love no longer selfish, but selfless. That moment could be devastating and beautiful, Conrad letting go, not because he doesn't love her, but because he finally loves her enough to want her happiness over his own. Now we turn to Jeremiah Fisher, the other side of the triangle, the boy who has always been there for Belly. Warm, open, protective, Jeremiah has been the antidote to Conrad's turbulence. But his flaw is just as human: pride. Theories about episode 10 suggest that Jeremiah's decision not to propose to Belly, out of hurt, fear, or pride, may come back to haunt him. In the finale, we could see him wrestling with regret, realizing that love requires vulnerability, not defensiveness. Imagine Jeremiah watching Belly from a distance, realizing she's slipping away not because she doesn't care, but because he built walls when she needed a bridge. Episode 10 could bring Jeremiah to a breaking point, forcing him to either fight for her openly or to step aside gracefully. There's also speculation that Jeremiah may confront Conrad directly, brother to brother, man to man. Such a scene would be heavy with tension, not just about Belly, but about their shared grief, rivalry, and fractured bond. Episode 10 could repair that bond, or tear it beyond repair. If Jeremiah wins Belly's heart in the finale, it may not be through grand gestures, but through vulnerability, through admitting his mistakes and showing her a love rooted in openness, not pride. But if he loses her, his arc could still close with dignity, a bittersweet acceptance that sometimes, even when you love someone deeply, they're not yours to keep. The finale won't just be about romance. The Summer I Turned Pretty has always been layered with themes of family, grief, and the passage of time. Episode 10 will almost certainly lean into symbolism. The beach itself is a character, waves rising and falling like the tides of youth and love. A sunset could represent the end of Belly's childhood summers. A wedding, hinted at in some fan theories, could serve as both closure and transition, a reminder that life moves on, even when hearts don't align neatly. Another symbol to watch for is water. Throughout the series, water has represented cleansing, change, and sometimes danger. Episode May 10th use the ocean as a metaphor for choice: vast, unpredictable, beautiful, and terrifying. Now, let's dive into the juiciest part: the theories. 1. The choice is Conrad. Many fans argue the show has always been building to this. First love, flawed as it is, has been the backbone of Belly's story. A final embrace between Belly and Conrad could cement this arc. 2. The choice is Jeremiah. Others argue that Jeremiah represents stability and growth, that Belly will realize she needs someone who sees her clearly, without the constant push and pull of Conrad's moods. 3. The choice is herself. Perhaps the boldest theory: Belly chooses neither. She walks into adulthood free from both brothers, symbolizing maturity. This would be controversial, but unforgettable. 4. The wedding twist. Some speculate that episode 10 could end with a wedding but not Belly's. Perhaps another character marries, offering a bittersweet backdrop to Belly's choice. Weddings are closures, but also beginnings. 5. The tragic twist. A minority theory suggests the finale could carry tragedy: an accident, a loss, something that reminds us that summers don't last forever. While unlikely, the possibility lingers, keeping fans anxious. As episode 10 approaches, one truth rises above all theories. The Summer I Turned Pretty is about more than romance. It's about how summers shape us, how love, heartbreak, and growing pains leave marks that we carry into the rest of our lives. Belly's final choice will matter, yes. But what matters even more is how she changes. Whether she ends up with Conrad, Jeremiah, or no one at all, the finale is about stepping into adulthood, carrying the lessons of youth, and realizing that every summer ends, but its imprint never fades. So when we sit down to watch episode 10, we're not just asking, who'll Belly choose? We're asking, what will summer mean when it finally turns into memory? And that, whether dramatic, heartbreaking, or unexpectedly hopeful, is what makes this finale one of the most anticipated endings in years.